I am the administrative assistant for the English department at Clemson, and I have been there for coming up on 3 years. It's just a fun environment to work with. I work with a lot of great people and some interesting characters, so it's a fun place to work. I definitely use creativity in my work. With the Department of English, I do a lot of flyers for events that we have coming up. I maintain the website, some of the social media, so it's a chance for me to put a little bit of my training in color theory and design. I also want to say something and capture people's attention and have them think, okay, that sounds really interesting. I want to go be a part of that. It has a purpose, but then there's a certain amount of creative freedom that I have to contribute to that event and make it successful. I grew up in a really creative family. My mom painted when she was younger. She did a lot of sewing, did a lot of crafts. My dad builds furniture. Growing up, our attitude was always, if you need something, figure out a way to make it, whether it was some clothing or something to hang up or just a piece of art or anything. That was sort of my natural reaction to things was, okay, how can I make this for myself? So I've never not thought of myself as creative in some way. The first big moment that I remember is going to Mom and asking her, how do I learn how to paint? And so she just sort of brought me some paints and some canvas and sort of said, go to it. It wasn't like I had formal lessons or anything. It was just, okay, here's what you need, go figure out how to do it. Which was kind of a fun way to do it because I didn't start out with, okay, here's the right way to do it. I figured out what's the way I'm going to paint, or how do I approach color or form or whatever. It was kind of freeing to not have, this is how you do it. My work is, it's a combination of things. A lot of it is about how we present ourselves to the world with what we wear and how people react to us. But then also using the found boxes and the found objects that I'm putting into some of these pieces. It's about seeing the beauty and the art that's around us all the time. Like something that's been discarded or is at a thrift store that somebody didn't want anymore is a beautiful object, but people don't appreciate it if it's been thrown away or it's old and rusty or dirty. I start with these vintage images, and I sort of just find ways to make them intriguing, emphasize the story behind the image. If I don't know the story, maybe make it up, because I really want to know about some of the people in these photos. What do they do? What do they think? What are their lives like? And how do the things that they're wearing and the expressions on their face, or how does that tell me what their story is? I think there's a lot of value in learning from somebody who knows what they're doing and getting someone else's method. And I've taught painting classes and had to figure out, okay, how do I paint? And what's my process and how do I teach that to somebody else, which is really a valuable thing to do for me. But yeah, I really feel like if you can, with anything creative, if you can just sort of dive in and figure it out, you're gonna learn those lessons so much more than if someone tells you this is how you do it and you try to make yourself comfortable with doing it their way.